Hello, my fellow empathic people. This is Kim Mars, aka Charmaine. And this, I just wanted to come to you guys and I wanted to dig more deeper into some of the shorts that I actually did previously. And this first one that I actually want to dig into a little bit more is called reactive abuse. Now, there are so many different types of narcissistic or toxic abuse, abusive things that have been done probably to you and many of the other people that actually watch this channel. Um, but I just wanted to dig into this one because I think this one is one that actually gets us more in trouble than any of them. And so I want to dig more into that and kind of give you some reassurance and awareness about this. One thing we want to do is always be aware. The awareness is what's going to help you with any type of triggers that someone, because when things catch you off guard, like they said, to be forewarned um, is a lot better. Okay, so it's about you being forewarned warned before any of this has happened. And a lot of us have been gaslighted so much. If you don't know what gaslighting is actually when somebody tries to or tell you a different truth or mess with your reality. So you know something actually happened, but then they'll lie and say it didn't happen. Or they try to twist the truth. They may tell you a little bit of truth, but then they'll twist everything else where it actually messes with your reality or reality in general. Because if they're gaslighting you, now gaslighting can actually come from anybody, from your boss, your mother, your father, whoever is trying to actually run game is what we usually call it, as far as being street smart. Is it will be they're trying to you know mess with your head in a sense, right? So let's look at one of the videos that I did. It's a short video, and I just want to dive more into what I called, and what has been called reactive abuse. So let's look at this video really quick. Reactive abuse. Okay, this is when a person, a narcissistic person or a toxic person actually triggers you on some things that you may have shared with them, or it could be something that anybody would actually react, okay, or get angry about. You may find yourself wanting to punch them in the face, and this person is acting really very calm because they actually is the person that controlled the situation where you're really ready to just snap off on them. So let's say, for instance, you told somebody, hey, you know what, I hate when somebody betrayed me because this last person did this and that's and this and that, right? You told them this in confidence. They take it and turn it around and use it on you. Yes, that makes you want to punch them in the face even harder than you wanted to punch the person that originally did that to you, right? But don't do it. Don't react to what they're wanting you to react to. That's how you take back your power. Absolutely. Now, that is how you take back your power, is not reacting, because what they want you to do is to get emotional about whatever it is, whether it's negative emotions or positive emotions. They just want that feed from you, okay? If they what they think in their head is that if they can make you mad, that means you still care, or it doesn't even matter. They don't even have a real rhyme or reason why they actually would do it, except for control, to control your emotions. Because I made you mad, that means that I'm able to get to you, which means that I control the situation. And usually the person that gets angry or that angers you is actually controlling the situation. So it's important for people that are empaths to actually get control of your emotions. If I cannot stress that enough, that's what you want to do. You want to make sure you get control of your emotions. Now, the other thing is that with reactive abuse, is basically now it's a little bit different than the whispering. I've heard of whispering abuse, where only you and that person knows that something is triggering you, right? That's kind of what this is. But basically, what you're doing is you're reacting to something that they're saying to you. Now, everybody else on the outside may not see you and this person actually. They may not see what this person is actually doing or saying to you, but they don't know the situation. All they see is you reacting to it. So this is where a lot of the narcissistic people or the toxic people that really secretly hate you, they'll get out their little camera after they've triggered you or after they've did some things that nobody else could see. So it could be something as simple as they knew they've been acting weird all week, right? Maybe changing the schedule. Well, they normally would call you, but they don't call you. They normally would be home at 7, but now they're coming in at 10:30, or later, or not coming in at all. Okay, you see them on the street, or coming home, and they are trying to act like they're being so nice and sweet, and then you're just raging mad because of something that you're reacting to, that nobody else knows what's going on with you, right? So they sometimes will get their little camera out, and they will actually record you being crazy because you're mad. You headed up to here. Nobody else knows how mad you are except for that person that has actually caused this type of reaction to you. Now, that's one case. It could be another case where you guys are talking, but they're being very calm about the conversation, which is something that is just really very aggravating to you. It could be they stole something from you, and they could be saying, well, I don't know why you're getting so mad about it. And it could be something really important. It could be your credit cards. Maybe you needed your credit cards to do some things. And now they're standing there like, they didn't do anything, and they're being very calm. So you're reacting to something that they are doing. Or you could have had a situation where, let's say, you have a narcissistic parent. They know some of your little, you know, s- your little things that you get, your triggers, I should say, or things that they know that you will get upset about, but only they know it. You haven't gotten upset about this one little thing for years, right? It could be something like, you had an episode in school one time that something really embarrassing happened to you, and that person could say something like, even under their breath, like, as long as it's not like when you ripped your pants all in front of everybody, and then see everybody else don't see this person saying that to you, right? Maybe you had some really insecure things about you, like you may have talked to them. Because one thing you don't want to do with a toxic or narcissistic person, you can't help it if it's your parent, because they usually know things that nobody else knows. But it's a shame that they will actually use it against you. And that's what anybody would actually do that is a narcissist or a person that you cannot trust. And so you're having a conversation, or you could be having a good time, because they hate when you are smiling and happy and laughing and all that stuff. So they want to take that smile and that light out of out of you. So if it's a narcissistic parent, they're going to say something that's going to be very degrading to you, or they may say something like, they could even say like, you smell. They could say you're ugly. They could say, they can do some backhanded compliments like, that dress looks better than the one you had on yesterday, or at least you don't look like you did when you on your graduation with all that makeup on you had on. It was just ridiculous. Or they could say something like, your hair looks really great. It's about time you did something with it. Things like that. Now, everybody else may not the hear what they're saying. Somebody else may be listening and saying, "Oh, well, that's so nice." She's complimenting her daughter, and everybody else might actually be laughing because they think that it's funny between you, because you think that's a joke. They think it's a joke, and then you turn around and you get angry and you maybe even just snap off like, "You think that's funny? That's not funny, da, 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 da." Or you may just walk out or just may start crying. I've seen some people just cry because it hit them, they didn't, it just hit them. And then other people are like, "Oh, you're so sensitive. What's wrong? She didn't mean anything about it." And these people are just, they're serial abusers, right? They abuse you all the time. Like, this is not, especially if it's a parent or something like that, they abuse you on a regular. So when every time they see you, and you come in, you're happy at a party or whatever, and let's say it's your mother or your father, and they happen to be at the family reunion with you, right? And you just happy, you probably lost a couple of pounds, you just sitting looking really good, especially if it's a mother. She's already picked out the fact that you lost a couple of pounds, and you think you all that. In her eyes, she needs to take you down a couple of notches because she ain't lost no weight, and she just, she's in competition with her daughter a lot of times. So what she's going to do is she's going to say something to that daughter or that son, or that person, to bring them down a couple of notches. Now nobody else is going to see this. This is how reactive abuse happens. So nobody else is going to hear this, whatever it is they're going to say to them. They might even just look at them, like, mm, just giving them that look, or pushing out, because if that's your mother, a lot of times the energy that they put out, you kind of know what it means. Like, even when you were little, if you had this abusive mother, she could look at you from across the room, and you'll know she's staring at you, and that you need to get something right, right? You need to either sit up, shut up, or something, right? Those of you who have had really abusive mothers, especially in the Black community or African American community, and then I think this is really kind of, you know, past any type of race or uh, upbringing, is when the what I've noticed about the abusive people is that it don't matter what color they are, they all seem to have the same pattern. Okay, white, black, Puerto Rican, it doesn't even matter. That's what's so weird about this whole phenomenon, of narcissistic and toxic people. Now we're finally standing up to these people, and we're finally calling them out, because it's time for this stuff to stop happening, because this has caused a lot of mental illnesses in a lot of empathic people that are really normally loving people. They are having some real severe um problems in their life, because they've been raised by people like this. They've been abused by not just their mom, but their dad, their family members, sisters, brothers, cousins, aunties. I have some people that in my family, like aunties and uncles, that said some things to me that I'm like, why would you say that? That's not nice. These people are not kind. And a lot of times we want them to be kind. We want them to, it just makes us look like we're being extremely sensitive, when we're not asking for anything that shouldn't be automatically given. I mean, we're saying is be kind to us. You don't, those things, when your parents or aunties or uncles or anybody who has said anything that was a backhanded, because they love backhanded compliments, and that's what I'm really talking about. That's the reactive abuse. We're reacting to that abuse. Okay. Now, as you get older and you're not around those family members and things like that, let's say you are, you're pretty much doing something. Let's say you're at work and somebody actually does that. Well, yeah, that's really nice. That's a really nice report you did, but y- you could have did this, this, and this. Very critical. And then they like, well, I don't know, I'm just doing my job. As a manager, I'm just doing my job. But then you are reacting to the abuse that this person is putting on you. They are always constantly saying, okay, you did good, but look at this, this, and this. Or they may not even say you did good on anything. They may just say you did this, this, and this. you know, your where was your report? You know, like for instance, you know, if you know you're good at something or you look beautiful or something like that, a lot of times what these people will do is they try to bring you down. They are very, very jealous of you. This is where reactive abuse comes from. These people are extremely, extremely, when I say extremely, these people are extremely jealous of you. Okay. And that's why they do all they can to actually stop you. Okay. When I think back on all the abuse that I've been through, it's a miracle. It's a it's you know, it's a miracle that I have any type of self-esteem. It's a miracle that I have any type of ambition in my life. The reason that I have this is because I know that I'm not alone. And it's just a strength in me that says, no, no, I never believe, even though it stopped me in a lot of different ways. But at the end of the day, when you come out on the other side, you understand that these were lies all along. And because I'm a strong believer in truth, this is what actually helps me every day in understanding and keeping the truth as my guide. Okay, and that's what I want you guys to do, is keep the truth as your guide. Okay, because see, these people want you to believe the lie that you're not who they know you are. See, they already know that you're wonderful, that you're divinely guided. They already see your light shining. They already know how powerful you are. They already know that you are an excellent teacher. They already know that you are an excellent healer, that you are, and they know your excellence. Okay, but what they're mad about is that you have something that they don't have, and they wish they had it. So what they do is they try to get those little digs in on you so you can jump out of your coolness. I always used to say that this is something people do to knock you off your cool. Okay, because they know you're cool, they just want to knock you off of it. So they'll say some stuff, and your mother and your father and people that are close to you, they know how to get to you, or they think they know how to get to you. But once you are aware of what is going on, what's going down, what the real reason is behind the reason they want you to come out of bag on them, the reason they want you to look crazy in front of a camera while they're trying to record everything that you're doing, because you're so crazy, right? You're so crazy. But they're the ones that continue to try to abuse you. Now I know I've had this situation which is the reason why I walked away from people that were doing these things to me, which is why I cut off a lot of people. They could even watch this video. Yes, I cut you off. They're no longer involved or has access to me. Okay, they can watch this video all they like, but they don't have access to me. Okay, and it's a reason why they don't have access to me. And this is the reason why you have a superpower that's called no, and the other part of this is no contact. Okay, you need to start putting in your superpowers. When you see somebody who's always got you feeling, in this reactive abuse energy, where you have to react to, or you always upset, and nobody knows why you're so upset. Why they're so upset, because you're doing stuff to them. Okay, you're doing things to them. You're saying things that is going to bother them, is going to get to their core. But another part of your no contact is you need to put on that shield, that armor. When they talk about it in the Bible as putting on the full armor of God, that's one thing. You can look at it that way. Okay, I'm not a real religious person, and I'm going to talk later about religious abuse as well, because these people like to use religion as well to abuse you. So the thing is that what I mean And what I start calling it is my bubble. Okay. What I want you to start doing is having this awareness. This is why we a lot of people are talking about this, having this awareness, understanding that it's not your fault. And then the other thing is to understand that if you understand the reason behind why people do this, and there is a reason, it's called jealousy. It's called they don't have what you have. Okay. They can't be who you are. Some of these people literally want to be you. They literally want to be you. They think in their crazy mind, just like the single white female, they literally think they can be you. They will try to take over in your family. They'll literally try to wear your clothes, wear your cologne, wear your these people are not anybody that you want to be around. That's why you need to use your first superpower, which is no contact. No contact. Cut them off if you can. Now, if you are a child or underage and you can't get away because it's your mom, then what you have to do is learn how to do a good gray rock, okay? But you do have to be careful about this if you're a child and you're still in your parents' house and they're still taking care of you, that narcissistic person is still taking care of you. You have to be careful about this. But you can still do it and still come out with some type of sanity, okay? What you don't want to do is you don't want to be arguing with these people. You don't want to show them how much you're hurt about a situation. You don't want to be breaking down, crying all the time about what they've said to you, because they're going to try to make you cry. I remember many times um, my mother trying to make me cry when I had got to this point. And I remember when I was younger, got to this point where I'm like, I'm not crying. This woman went through all types of stuff of trying to make me cry and trying to figure out what makes me cry, what makes me get emotional, what make me snap. They don't care about you snapping. They don't care if you say you're going to kill yourself, you're going to knock yourself out. They will have you committed is what they'll wind up doing. They'll have the people come and get you and pick you up. So you want to be careful about displaying those type of emotions. So the best thing you can do is learn that gray rock and learn it to the best of your ability. Answer things that you need to answer, but you still need to cover and protect yourself. Okay. And that's for everyone. You just all need to protect yourself. But the younger children, the people that are still, reliant on these narcissistic people, let's say if it's your husband, your wife, or whatever, they still hold the purse strings. You're going to have to be a little bit more careful than somebody who does not they you know who doesn't have any ties. So when we can say no contact, no contact, no contact, and all that stuff, but this is for people that really have no ties except for that emotional tie with that person, and they're grown enough and they're old enough to be able to get out of a situation, right? So a lot of us don't have that luxury. Okay, a lot of people don't have that luxury. I didn't have it for a while when I was younger. So I know I couldn't get away all the time, even though I used to try to run away all the time. But unfortunately, run to my grandmother's house. I always joke about that, but she always brought me back home. But it is okay because, um, sometimes you can't get away like you want to. But what you have to do is learn some techniques and things that you can use while you're in the house. So I hope that this actually helped you guys. I'm going to come back with a couple of more series, but this one today was really about how to deal with that reactive abuse and where it actually comes from. Um, in the comments, I want you to go ahead and write, some of the things that you feel were reactive abuse. Now, I have a journal that I want you guys to actually get. You need to journal, and you need to journal as much as possible because that is the only way you're going to come out on the other side. You need to write these things down because you're not going to remember it, so you got to write it down. I have a journal that you can get, and I put it in the links below, and it's the Inner Love journal. Okay. It got some prompt questions that you can ask yourself. And, when you're looking at that journal, and it kind of keeps you on pace. But I want you to get a journal. I wanted you to get my journal. That also helps the channel. It helps me. It helps the channel, helps me be able to research and get more answers, get more questions, but it also helps us all as a community so that we all can be writing together. So, and once you start journaling, like I said, everybody has a book in them. Okay. So the journal will actually help you write your own book. Okay. Doesn't mean you have to get it published or anything like that. It just means that you get to write your own personal things in there. But not only that, you get to write out some of the things you want to happen in your life as well. Because when we write it and we verbalize it, it's more likely to come to pass. Okay. So we already know how we got to this point in our lives. Now you need to move forward, because one thing I don't like and I don't want to be a part of is just having a pity party. And that's not what this channel is about. And that's not what I'm about. It's not about having a pity party. It's about getting past the it's about healing from the abuse. So that's what we really want to do. Now, if you have not had a chance to sign up for my meetup group, go ahead. I'm going to put a link at the bottom there. It's absolutely free. What we do is we get in there and we kind of talk out things a little bit more. I will give some more pointers on how to get past things, but it's not just all about what I have, but I want to hear from you guys as well, because we are going to be helping each other. I'm going to, there's going to be times where you're going to have a platform where you can actually speak. Whereas if I went live here on YouTube, it's just me talking and you guys, making comments and that type of thing. Whereas with the Zoom meetup call, you can actually have an input yourself. Okay. I have enough seats there. So once it gets to 100 people, of course, I don't think I can go past 100. So get your seat in the meetup, join that group. It's called Inner Love Trauma. Go on Meetup. If you haven't been on meetup.com, go on meetup.com and go ahead and join that group. Meet up with us. I'm usually going to do it on a Sunday and a Saturday because, I work full time. During the day. So this is a wonderful time for you to get in there and kind of talk out a couple of things, kind of get a sounding board from other people. But I also want you to get that journal, because there's going to be times where I'm going to talk a little bit more about that journal, and you don't want to be left out without your journal. Okay. So we're going to be talking more, getting some more insights, finding some wonderful ways to heal. Okay. So that's all I have for you guys today. I want you guys to keep on healing. I will talk to you guys later. And don't forget to sign up for the Sundays and Saturday meetups. I have some more that I'm going to be adding. Thank you guys. Have a wonderful and blessed day.